So one final thing that I wanted to mention was what happened in the House of Representatives today. So the House actually voted to table a resolution by Representative Al Green to impeach President Donald Trump. Now, Nancy Pelosi is still very much against impeachment. So she was clear about that in this vote, and I'll give you her statement in just a minute. She says, we have 6 committees working on following the facts in terms of any abuse of power, obstruction of justice, and the rest that the president may have engaged in. That is the serious path we're on. Not that Mr. Green is not serious, but we'll deal with that on the floor. So the vote marked the first time the Democratic-controlled chamber has weighed in on impeachment, an issue that's created a widening schism within the party. We've talked about that quite a bit. So impeachment came up during the appearance on Cuomo, and I tried to make my case, see if it was convincing or persuasive.
What would be the basis of impeachment? Because I don't know that you would be able to make it on the case of dead migrants. I mean, nobody should like that, but you'd have to show a direct line of a culpability. Where do you see it?
Well, there's quite a bit. I mean, if you don't want to focus on that issue, I mean, there's the fact that Mueller's report gives you various examples of obstruction of justice. You also have the issue of Trump using his charitable foundation to enrich himself. There are numerous conflicts of interest and violations of the emoluments clause in our Constitution. And so I just want Democratic leadership to fight Donald Trump as aggressively as they fight the so-called squad, the progressive freshman Democrats.
That last statement, I would, you're speaking off the cuff and sometimes you don't say things perfectly. I would actually like Democratic leadership to fight Trump aggressively and not so aggressively when it comes to
not that you want to continue fighting the squad and then match it for Donald Trump.
So I wanted to make that clarification because I think the way House leadership is treating freshman Democrats right now is egregious, and I don't agree with it at all. But
the intro to that question was a little bit weird, where he was sort of implying that the impetus for impeachment is purely on the migrants who have died.
There's a reason for that. So we had just finished talking about the situation with migrants dying, and I mentioned how at least 24 migrants have died under Donald Trump's watch. And so I think in that statement, I included something about impeachment, and that's why Cuomo started the question that way. So it wasn't his fault. But what I thought was really interesting is I didn't get any pushback from Howard Dean. I really thought I would. And before going on air, I got a text from Cenk. This was yesterday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm about to go live on the main show, and he's like, hey, obviously you can't call me now because you're about to do the show, but I just need to know what you're planning on saying during the segment. There's a reason for it. That's all he said. And I said that I would, I'll call you when I'm on my way to the studio for the appearance. Then I called him and homeboy didn't answer. And I was like, what if there's something I need to know? Maybe there's like some inside info that I need to know, and if I don't know, you're gonna sabotage me. I don't know, I had all these thoughts in my head. That I sent him a text message and just said, call me, didn't respond. So right before the interview started, my heart was beating quickly because I thought there's something I'm missing. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna do my best. And then I remembered, I lead this show every day. I know what I know. It's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be okay, and luckily it worked out. Later on, Cenk told me that he accidentally locked his phone in his car, which is what Cenk does.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.